I seek refuge in Allah from the cursed devil. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. All praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His blessing and praise cast among His messenger Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I resume inshallah the code for the numerical systems in the Great Wise Quran, especially those related to the disjointed letters. In the previous lecture, I decoded for the whole 30 verses in the Great Wise Quran where is disjointed letter exists. Some of them take number one, occupy number one by themselves, the whole verse, like Alif Lam Mim. Some of them part of a verse like Nun wal Qalam wa ma yasturun. So geometrical value 25,638, that's the number of letters in these verses, number of words in these verses, which is the name of Nabi Ahmad Abdullah, peace be upon him. 31 is the number of verses, 29 each number one, and Ain Sin Kaf number 2. This is the data of the chapters, adding up chapter 42 twice, because we have two verses. It gave us this. Remember this one I solved for it. If you take out of it 30, represent Allah, times Al-Basmala 786, one way to decode, I decoded for 3402. And I said for this, 66 represent Allah, 383 Al-Quran, As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, the name of the Prophet 286, and the word Al-Islam 162 for 1494. One heavy decoding for this number 34, and 42 Al-Hajj represent As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, Al-Islam. Let's do sequential value of these 30 verses where disjointed letter exists. As you see, 37, 68 Al-Quran, and 38 Muhammad. Here 68 Al-Quran, 38 Muhammad also similar, and 53 Ahmad, 26 Ahmad, and 23 his era, and 63 his death, his life. As you see, all the main information related to the Prophet coded in that number up there, and this one also. So let's solve for 51, 12. I choose to solve 50, 511, 5112, solved as follow. 19, which is the number one, Wahid represent Allah Almighty, times 171, 14 disjointed letter sequential value constant, and what left is 1863. I'm solving for this one as follow. 30 represent Allah, 68 represent Al-Quran, Muhammad Abdullah the Prophet, Muhammad Abdullah peace be upon him, As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, similar here, 30 represented 66 geometrical value, Al-Quran, Muhammad Abdullah, As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, and what left is 1494. And why is this number keep showing up? I told you it's very recognized number, 1494, and I told you it keep showing up also in Al-Fatiha, in chapter the 139 letter in chapter 1, sequential value 1494. That means this is very important number. What is this number? We don't know. Till Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened my vision. When I was decoding for the whole Quran, I noticed that number keep coming back and forth. It keep showing up with the verses contain the letter Ghafara, root Ghafara, mean forgive, or Tawaba, ask for forgiveness, or the root Sarata, or the verses related with the sun and the moon going in precise counting. Other verses, it showed up when we talk about the وَتَرَى الشَّمْسَ إِذَا طَلَعَتْ تَزَاوَرُ عَنْ كَهْفِهِمْ ذَاتِ الْيَمِينِ وَإِذَا غَرَبَتْ تَقْرِضُهُمْ ذَاتِ الشِّمَالِ. When you see the sun rise, it's gonna slip their cave, the seven sleepy, their cave to the right, and when it set, it slip their cave to the left. Because when the sun rises from the west, this what you see is gonna be a little bit different. This you're not gonna see it exactly what happened. Beside وَالشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ بِحُسْبَانٍ, all these talking about the sun and the moon, that they are in a very precise motion, at one day this motion will be, not what we know. Why? Because the sun one day will rise from the west. Doing all this, tidying up all these like information, I recognize that this is Almighty knows best, that this is the year when the sun rises from the west. And that's what I'm doing. I gave a lot of lectures about it, why I believe so and how, and I gave so much detail about it. If I have chance, I'll go back, I do details also on it. So what if we're gonna solve with using al-Basmali? 18 Sad represent as Sirat times 192. I'm gonna remove it out of 5112. So 5112, I'm gonna take 18 times 192, which is 3456. I'm gonna deal with 1656. 1656. Notice 66 represent Allah, 56 La ilaha illahu, 165 La ilaha illallah, and also as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, geometrical value. So take out of it Sirat Mustaqim, Sirat Mustaqim, Sirat Mustaqim, where I use 18 as I claim in this study that 18 Sad represent Sirat Mustaqim. So 23 completing the Sirat, and 14 94 shutting down the Sirat. As you see, this is a main event, and as you see, a very important decoding for these letters. Are these letters timing for this, apocalyptic event? Definitely. This is the end of time. This is the end of repentance, the end of maghfirah, the end of Muslim Ummah actually, and start counting down. Actually, the end of the whole world, start counting down. It's not far away from now. I like the trick. I taught you how to use it. So do geometrical value. Either you subtract this out of this, because all of them they're gonna cancel. So you ended up subtracting this from this. So geometrical value repeated. Geometrical value of the 30 disjointed letter verses, I call it, which is 25,638. Out of it, sequential value of the 30 verse where disjointed letter exists, which is 3768. Do the math. So let's do this. 25,638. Out of it, 3,768 equal to 21,870. 21,870. This must divide by 9 due to the Arabic alphabet symmetry and the values of it. So this is 2330. This is divided by 9 equal 2430. I want you to notice 30 represent Allah Almighty, 40 al-Haq, and 23 is the era of the Islam, and 24 is the Hajj, represent al-Islam. We saw it here, somewhere. Here, 42. See this 42? This is the same like 24. Okay, this is very nice. I decoded this as follow. Let me share this information with you two ways. I decoded this number, which is the result, as follow. 14, which is the total amount of the disjointed letters, times 58. Why I use 58 to decode as a constant? Like I told you, geometrical value of the 14 disjointed letter only, which is 693, minus the sequential value of the 14 disjointed letter only. This is the verses. This is the letters themselves, 171. So do the math. So 693 minus 171 equal 522. 522 divide by 9 equal 58. 58, this is the symmetric constant out of this case. So this is, you need to recognize this, 58. So I'm going to do 58, okay? 58, all right? 58, which is the 14 disjointed letter. I call it the symmetric constant. But you need to know what is it. As far you know, this not problem, what do you call it? 58, which is 812, 812 out of 2430, I'm gonna deal with 16, 18. Why I shaved the number? Like I said, not everything I can solve for. I cannot solve like the big number by itself, though it came from just symmetry, so you can if you want, but like I choose this technique to teach you this one. This is 11 Hu and 68 Al-Quran. If you take 30 represent Allah Almighty, the name of the Prophet 94 Ahmad Abdullah, what left 1494. Again, I emphasize 1494. What is it? Why it keeps showing up? There's another solution for it. There's actually a solution for this one also. This one here. Let me solve right away for this number. If you take Al-Basmali 786, one Basmali, okay? One Basmali. Take the word Al-Islam, Al-Islam. What left 1482, the span of the Muslims, Hijri. This is Bi'thi. This is almost this type of decoding, this one here. Okay, there's another way to look at it. If you take out of it Sirat Mustaqim, out of this number here, if you take where I get this number, again, geometrical value of any Arabic, it's not doesn't have to be the Quran, but it's gonna be the same draw, whether Arabic draw or Quranic draw. Geometrical value of that sentence minus sequential value of that sentence must divide by 9 with integer. Okay, so this is 2430, and then when we take out of it 786 162, you get 1482. Another decoding, take out of it 949 right away. If you take out of this one 949, what is 949? Sirat Mustaqim, like this one. This is sequential value. Sirat Mustaqim sequential 139. Geometrical 949. So if you subtract 949 minus 139, which is 810, divide by 9, it's 90. If you do this one here, look, there's a lot of tricks you can benefit out of it. 949, geometrical value of Sirat Mustaqim, Sirat 299, Mustaqim 650, minus Sirat Mustaqim sequential value, Sirat 47 and Mustaqim 92, equal to, hold on, let me do it again. Sirat Mustaqim minus Sirat Mustaqim, 810. 810 divided by 9 equal to, divide by 9 equal to 90. But 90 is Sad. Where I claim Sad represent as Sirat. So it wasn't like from nowhere, from thin air. No, there's something to support my theory. So I don't want to come up with new information for you guys, and I leave a room for speculation and like maybe yes, maybe no, maybe this coincident. I want to, by the end of this research, I want to give a very clear techniques where you can apply it, every one of you. Not pick and choose like most of the, unfortunately, a lot of people who searching in this field of study, they just jump from here and there for no reason. They cannot tie up the calculations together. They see a number, say, oh, this number, he got it maybe in chapter Al-Baqarah. Oh, this number, remember, this is the verses of chapter 20. How, what I need to see a tie between these numbers. You got to give a reason why you do that. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about anything else now. Let's do Sirat Mustaqim from 2430. 2430 minus Sirat Mustaqim 1481. 1481 Hijri, you add 13, you get 1494. You see what I'm saying? Sirat Mustaqim, As-Sirat Mustaqim. As far you know what I'm doing, okay? Type. There is another decoding for this one here. If you take 85, if you take out of this one here, 85, I need the space here. Let me just clear some of this. That's why now we did it. Okay, I need to decode for this one here. If you do 85, which is Allah Wahid, Allah Wahid, Allah Wahid, As-Sa'a 167, As-Sa'a 2178. 2178 is recognized that it is very near to the end of time, to the hour, let's say. Now you're gonna complain because you guys sensitive for this type of information, but like I said, there's everything belong to Allah. All the unseen belong to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to my theory, He taught us a lot about the unseen. Now we need to dig it out. It's not very clear how, but we need to go to the book of the Prophet, the sayings of the Prophet, the Quran, if we can decode the Quran. And toward the end of the day, we say, if we right because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and He taught us the Quran. If we wrong, we said it is our own mistake. Okay? But I noticed that this is equivalent, this one equivalent to 1617 this year. 1617 is almost 120 years away from the sunrise from the west. 1617 minus 1494 is almost 120ish. Like if you do the in between, you get 120 or 1616, as you see here. They are together. You see what I'm saying? Allah knows best. I'm not claiming anything. Like I said, everything I put in the board. Every time I talk about anything, I put it in front of you on the board for you to see it. It's not like something you didn't understand, how I got to this point here. Anyway, let's move on. If we do take 14 times, 14, which is the total amount of the letters, times 58, times 58, I solve here for it, 30 plus 94. What if we choose this? If you take Sirat, 77, Allahu, Allah, or Rasulullah, the path of the messengers of Allah, or Siratullah, Siratullah, or 1494, or you leave this as 5 plus 46, and you take this away. So this is 1494, Rasulullah, Siratullah. So let's do it again, so I don't want to confuse you. Khalas, let me do, this one you saw it here. This is second choice, 1495, okay? This is good, which is 1482. All right, that's very nice. Another way to decode, if you do 11, which is who, times 58, I'm gonna deal with 30 represent Allah Almighty, 68 Al-Quran Al-Kareem, 94 the name of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and 60 is As-Sirat, Ahmad Abdullah salam, Al-Quran. The number represent Allah Almighty, and the number left is 14, 94 plus 46 Revelation calendar, which is almost this kind of situation over here. We got 1494. We got As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, As-Sirat, the name of the Prophet Muhammad Abdullah, Al-Quran 68, the word represent Allah 60. So almost the same thing. 11 who times 58. 58 is the symmetric constant between the geometrical value, of the 14 disjointed letter and the sequential value of the 14 disjointed letter. If you learn this technique, it will be good for you guys, because it helps solve a lot. All right? So we need every possibility. This is, like I said, it's a very coded like type of information. We need anything makes sense, anything like we need like to see it like frequent. We're not gonna see it like once or twice or pick and choose. No, we need to see like very linear, like consistent, whatever the word, information comes out of this type of decoding. Okay. Allah knows best. Let's keep saying that, because this is, like I said, this type of subject is a very sensitive subject due to that many scholars, may Allah accept them, try to figure it out, and they have like hard time till now. Till now they have hard time to figure it out. I'm gonna move out of this situation here. This is very important because it's a comprehensive decoding. There's more into it, but this is good enough. That's what I have here, so I gave what I have. So as you see, like everything is pushing hard for me to finish and release the theory, inshallah ta'ala, so you guys benefit out of it, and we go from there. You guys start building it, see if you can benefit out of it. Especially I wanted to recognize the 1494. The 1494 Bi'ti Quranic calendar equivalent to 1481 Hijri calendar equivalent to 2058, where I claim is going to be the main end of everything almost. the Sirat, the Antichrist, not the Antichrist, the Lucifer, the sunrise from the west, the Dabbi, the earthly creature, talk to people or mark people. We're not talking about the Antichrist mark they have in the Christianity. This is different. This is got to do with the beast, the earthly creature, which I claim in my study, or I prove, inshallah, it is the ants. It's not like, do not look for like a very strange animal. No, it's the ants. In chapter Ash-Shu'ara, the poets and the ants and the Al-Qasas, chapter 26, 27, 28, where the Ta-Sin exists. Ta-Sin. How many letters Ta we have? 79. How many letters Sin we have? 287. Okay, geometrical value or sequential value times 9, 711, times 15, 43, 0, 5. Okay, 4305. So add them up, you get 5016. Okay, 50, you get 5016. I'm gonna decode for 5016. 5016, if you divide by 24, what is 24? Ta-Sin, that's how I generate this number. Times 9 times 15. So 9 plus 15 is 24. Now if you do 9 times 60, geometrical value, you get 711 here, and you get here 17220, and altogether is 17931. Geometrical value. Sequential value, straightforward, the value 24, and this is geometrical value. So I'm decoding with this much number to the multiple of 209. This is divisible by why 24, like I said. 24 is Ta-Sin, Ta-9 and Sin 15, that's 24. Okay. Okay, multiple of 209, you get 5016. So there's 0, and there's nothing left. So this is divisible by 24. This number divided, which is very strange. It's not if you look at in the symmetry, but okay, let's do this. Divisible by 24, which is 209. I'm going to decode for 209. I'm going to decode for 209. As you know, Ta-Sin is combined with Meme, and I said Meme, the name of the Nabi alayhi salam. But here I just look at Ta-Sin without the letter Meme. So if you take out of it the name of the Prophet 94, Ahmad bin Abdullah alayhi salam, what left is 115. So take 115, 94. What is 115? The solution. What is it? At-Tariq As-Sawi, the straight path. At-Tariq 71, As-Sawi 44. So At-Tariq As-Sawi, At-Tariq As-Sawi 115. Solved. And the name of the Prophet ﷺ. This is very accurate decoding, very simple, easy to understand. There's nothing into it. But what about if we do again? If we do, instead of this, I'm going to do this for this number here. I'm going to do this. 132, the name of the Prophet, Muhammad, Ahmad bin Abdullah, Muhammad 38, Ahmad 26, bin 16, Abdullah 52, that's add up to 132, times, which also you can, you can say, also this is 132 equal Tariq Allah, the path of Allah, As-Sawi, 132. Muhammad, Ahmad bin Abdullah, the name of the Prophet, also Al-Messiah ibn Maryam, alayhi salam, all add up to this number. Okay, I'm going to decode with 24 again, Ta-Sin. So let's see what happened here. I'm trying to 132 times 24, 132 times 24 is 3168. 3168. Notice Al-Quran 68 and 38, the name of the Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad alayhi salam. Out of the 16, so I'm going to be dealing with 1848. 1848. 48 is Al-Kitab. Because these, if you look at these mighty verses in chapter, what's the name of it? Ash-Shu'ara, for example, طاسيم ميم تلك آيات الكتاب. Those the verses of the book. الكتاب 48. And النمل طاسين تلك آيات القرآن وكتاب. We also talk about the Quran and the kitab. القصص طاسيم ميم تلك آيات الكتاب المبين. So all of them talking about the book. This is الكتاب and this is الكتاب. And 88 is the word طريقullah. What's I claiming here? طاسين طريقullah. طريقullah. الطريق السوي. 58 plus 30. Okay, remember that. Let's do this. I'm going to decode as follow. As follow. If I take 30 represent Allah Almighty, out of this number here, what left? 30 represent Allah Almighty, La ilaha illahu. Okay. And 68 Al-Quran. Al-Quran Al-Azim, because all talk about the great wise Quran. Ahmad bin Abdullah, the name of the Prophet, Ahmad bin Abdullah. As-Sirat Al-Mustaqim, At-Tariq As-Sawi, the straight path. So do take that much. 30, 68, 94, 115. Exactly what's left is 1541. Take 46, the calendar. What left? 14. 95 plus 46 revelation calendar. It gave me the span of the Quran, the span of the Muslim Ummah, the span of the Ba'ath. Or you can say 1 plus 14, 94 if you like. And all known terms in this case over here. What is stored in this system if we cannot solve it, like it store a lot of information. All the information is, that's what it means actually. I wanted to learn this idea and keep it because it's a very precious idea. How you think with the disjointed letters, that the disjointed letter represents some type of symmetry, whether we know it or not, but at least we know it is there. So if we start looking for that symmetry, we're not wasting our time. We know it is there. And here I show you some of it, some examples, easy examples. Here you see this definitely Tasin reflecting some type of symmetry, because it's impossible to gather so many letters Ta and so many letters Sin, and the symmetry is not clear over here, though maybe it is, but I cannot figure it out. But maybe there is a symmetry. But let's say we don't see it at least. But when you get the result is symmetric with the sum of those two, and this is very hard to fit unless there is something. We definitely there's something we do not know still. Anyway, we learn every day. Okay, 50, 16. So I'm gonna still decode for 50, 16. Yeah, I don't wanna squeeze the lecture because this is very important information. It took me so long to figure out, and took the Muslim Ummah for long to reach this point now. So let's stop now and see if we come back and take our time, decoding for one type, one flavor of these mighty disjointed letters. Subhanakallah wa hamdik la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.